We did it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Are you okay there, my friend?
I'm okay, today. Yeah, I have fibromyalgia, so I have chronic pain, so no matter how I look, you
Uh,
don't see pain, and pain is all over the body and a little brain fog, but it's always nice to have a great conversation. It's always nice to go exercising. It's always nice to dance and meet with friends, and that's a great distraction as well.
yeah. When you have these moments and people may not understand it, they may not even know what fibromyalgia is.
Yeah.
Um, Many of them may not understand it. How can you explain to someone who doesn't understand what that is, and also at the same time talk to those who also deal with it? Can you just take a moment? I know you didn't plan for us to do this right now, what we're about to talk about, but can you just touch on it for those who have no idea what fibromyalgia is? But at the same time, can you also touch on it in a sense of encouragement for those who have to deal with it as well, like yourself?
Yes. Well, fibromyalgia is part of arthritis. It's that the nerves are overactive and basically the whole body hurts. And only a chronic pain patient, can understand how it feels. And what I would say is to somebody, when you have like a really bad cold or the
Hmm.
flu and your whole body just hurts and you just want to go to bed and like just lay in bed and rest and
Right, right.
and brain fog, this is how I would explain to somebody how fibromyalgia feels, but how somebody can really not associate with a chronic pain patient unless you have some kind of a pain in your life as well.
Right. When it comes to moments like today, where you have to contend with chronic pain, you also find it within yourself, as you mentioned, to exercise, still be with friends. I know you have something planned for later today, looking spectacular as you are right now.
Thank
And,
you.
and as I said to you just a moment ago, when we talked right before the show, I am now underdressed. I just, I just, I just feel naked all of a sudden. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Right next to you. I always have like something glamorous right next to me.
What is?
Next time I
I,
need a tuxedo, okay?
oh no, I got you. No, we got show number 3 coming up. You know it's scheduled, but it's in a few weeks, and I'm gonna be ready for you. No, I'm gonna be ready for you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go in here. See, I've got stuff. It's just that today, first show back after a number of days, I figured we were just gonna be, kicking it back and relaxing, and you do that to me. You do. What's up with that?
Wonder Woman just kicking back.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's in the house. I feel like I feel like an understudy for Clark Kent at this point. It's like I got it. Wait, I got a T-shirt on. Check this out. You can probably appreciate this. I got a T-shirt on, and it says Disco Oasis. That's
Oh,
the place that now Rogers is connected with. It's out here in Orange County in California. Here, it's a skating rink, and so my daughters took us there. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Nile Rodgers, but anyhow, the music was great though. The music was it was really good.
I love Nile Rodgers.
He's
Nile,
awesome.
he actually follows my account, you know?
Okay, now I'm jealous. Now I don't get jealous, but now I'm jealous.
Yeah, because my
That's
best
messed up.
Kim Davis,
Really?
she's the
Yes,
lead
yes,
of Chic, you know?
yes,
And
yeah.
he must have found me somehow, I don't know, on Instagram, but I was at one of his galas. He has a foundation called
Yeah.
We Are Family.
We have a family. Yeah, right.
He had
Uh-huh.
a gala and I went backstage one time, so it was nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the his foundation, We Are Family. They played that song probably about 4 times the day we went to the skating rink, the Oasis. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was just they played that song, and of course when they played the song, everybody wanted to skate to it. So,
Yeah.
but listen, we're doing small talk, but we really had something serious to talk to people
Oh,
about today. it was the other aspects of the 12 principles that you were highlighting to everyone. We talked about 4 of them last time. We're going to talk about 4 more right now. And then, of course, on our third show, we're going to talk about 4 others. But I've got to read something to you that is on the screen. Hold on one second. I got to make my screen a little bit bigger. For everyone that is normally here to visit the show and watch the shows, The Roots of Empathy, I see you here, Tim, Ann Crosby, the beautiful Ann is here. Thank you so much. Matt, don't think I haven't forgot you. I got a show in line for you to do. Hopefully I can get you on my YouTube channel and we'll do a show over there, a live show. But I just wanted to say this. If you are dealing with chronic pain, if you are dealing with fibromyalgia or anything like that, I'm going to say this to you before we get into our show right now. Feel free to connect with Sabine and others. There are a number of people who have been on my platform here in almost 400 episodes that we've done in less than 16 months. And I'm letting you know there are a number of people that can work with you in regards to chronic pain and other aspects of your life. Just wanted to let everybody know that. But because you started off talking about chronic pain, somebody did write something here on the screen, and I'm just going to read it to you. It can also be chronic pain as RSD or CRPS and that extreme pain. So that's why I'm highlighting to you, if you're dealing with any type of pain, brain fog is coming in, it's hard for you to get out of bed, feel free to go through the list of shows that we have. Feel free to reach out to me. If you want someone to talk to, of course, Sabine, feel free to reach out to her. If you feel like no one understands you and everybody's telling you it's in your head, please don't give in to that. It's easy for me to tell you that because I've never dealt with it, but I've had many family members that have dealt with it and friends. And I'm telling you, it's not in your head. And if you need to reach out to somebody, feel free to do so, of course, here at Narc Abuse TV Network. But let's get into the 4, okay? I just want to do that because if not, I'll be talking to you about music and other stuff. We'll be doing that all day. And that's not what everybody came to hear. We'll do it, though, because I am going to kidnap you to get on the YouTube channel, but, you know, we'll work that out behind the scenes. But I got some stuff. I got some stuff in mind for you. And how's your Monday show, by the way? I just wanted to...
We had a little break because they were hosting other vegan show. One of the hosts was away. So it was about 2-week break, but we are filming again on Sunday in Bushwick in Brooklyn.
Okay, let me see if I get this wrong. Correct me if I say it wrong. It's Chance TV, right? I still got that right?
Yeah, well, the music show I'm hosting is called Music Monday Videos, and I'm hosting for Chance TV as well. Okay,
all right. What I want to do in the future, of course, is I'm going to kidnap you, and I have a project that I want to produce in mind for YouTube that we'll get together and do. I'm just not going to say it right now, but I just want you to know you are seriously in my radar for something I have in mind to do if I can kidnap you when you have time. I know there's a lot happening in New York, and you don't have all these things that you do. So what I wanted to do is get to this aspect of the 12 principles that you were highlighting that people need to keep in mind if they've gone through abuse. And let's see. Last time we talked, hold on one second here. I've been moving so many things around because we have now a bigger studio upstairs, and I'm trying to get moved up there. But here we go. We talked about loving yourself first, making yourself a priority. Why is that something that people need to keep in mind? This was last time we got together, but I'm going to give a little update for those who may be joining us now. Why is it important for people to keep in mind that they need to make themselves a priority?
Well, basically, the way I grew up with my parents was always that I made somebody else's need priority before mine. You know, the children's need, the husband need, the need of friends and family, and then I was always at the end. But I learned that this makes me feel very depleted and unhappy and unsatisfied. And I went to therapy, and I had to learn that I have to put my needs at number 1. And the therapist gave me a very simple example. Like when you're flying in an airplane and you're about to have an emergency landing, the oxygen mask comes down and you have to put it on yourself first before you put it on somebody else. And that's just a perfect example how you should live your life. Try to ask yourself, what do I get out of this? Is this going to make me happy? Do I really want that? Every little situation, because this is a big change
Mhm.
in life, to make yourself priority number one.
When you weren't making yourself priority number one, did you notice that others weren't looking to support you the way you supported them?
Oh, absolutely. I was always there, and I'm still always there to support somebody else, but it's not necessarily the other way around, which is okay. That's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
But at least I make my needs number one, and I feel more happy and fulfilled, you know.
Yeah.
And I, after a 19-year marriage, I'm the first time in my life single, and I have peace of mind. My children moved out in August. I have 3 adult
Wow.
children. Yeah,
Wow.
so yeah, I make my life priority number one. What do I want? I ask myself every single day that.
So, did you have to learn how to dance, or have you always had soul in your body to dance the way you do?
Well, just to tell you a little bit about my history, I was married to a
Mm.
promoter, and I was managing a group with 6 breakdancers and rappers, and it rubs off, you know, when I
It
see
rubs off. Okay.
live, you're with dancers, you know, you copy 1 or 2 moves, and yeah, I just feel the music, you know, it's,
You just feel the music.
yeah,
So, because you feel the music, you also highlighted last time we talked, you deserve to be happy and loved. Some
yes.
people don't feel that way. Some people feel that they have to do acts of service. They have to lose their voice. They have to be invisible in order for someone else to be happy with them or to love them back.
Not at all. The main thing what I had to learn is that I have to love myself, not to get the love from somebody else from the outside. I had to really examine myself. I know I'm a great person. I'm a nice person. You
Yeah,
know, any goddess qualities that I did not know before while I was married. I was always being pushed more into, you know, held back, pushed down, you know,
yeah,
don't
right, right.
don't wear makeup, you know, you're not fun.
Wow.
A lot of things that put you down. But I got out of this cycle, and I started looking at myself, and I said, you know what? I am a nice person. I'm caring, you know,
Yeah,
I I love myself. And my friend, she's 25 years old, and she wrote a book about it, about self-love, meant for teenagers.
wow.
And I read,
Oh,
and she helped me through the process to starting to love myself and to release my inner Sasha Fierce. And every woman has an inner Sasha Fierce in herself, meaning Beyonce, you know, Beyonce is
yeah.
one life, she's, you know, the mother and the businesswoman, but on stage, she's Sasha, you know, so if
Uh,
I
however, however, you were held back from your inner Sasha.
yes,
Eventually, you found your inner Sasha.
yes.
So you're highlighting to other women to not be afraid of their inner Sasha.
No, celebrate your inner Sasha Fierce. Find out what is your inner Sasha Fierce. Find out what do I really like in life? What gives me happiness? What gives me pleasure? For me, it's music and fashion and makeup and hair and going out and socializing. For other people, it is yoga or painting or nature or animals. Find out what really makes you happy and incorporate that on a daily basis.
So it's not a one-hit wonder thing or just doing it every now and then. You had to have an entire lifestyle change.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. It
That
was
that ha- that
crash.
was not that's not what you were planning, right? You weren't planning to do that.
No, I thought I'm going to be married for the rest of my life, you know, and he left me, and I feel sorry for the fool that left me, you know, leave
Uh, uh, that must be your inner Sasha talking right about now.
it. Yes, yes,
Okay. All
yes.
right. So you got love on the screen that looks like Dawn Tallman says
Oh,
that's right.
hi,
Uh,
Doc. I love you. Thanks for joining. I'm so happy that you're here. Wonderful. Thank you for your
and
support. Thank
of
you.
course Olga is here as well.
Ah, oh,
From New York, and she's giving you three hearts and some cool three cool happy faces with sunglasses, because this is something that often is not discussed until someone becomes angry or they get a divorce happens. But you're really giving advice to women now. Let your inner Sasha out
absolutely.
to get to know what makes you happy, what
Yes.
pleasure you can have instead of living someone else's lifestyle. Matter of fact, the last time we talked, we're going to, again, there are 12 principles that Sabine was going to be highlighting to everybody. This is show number 2, part 2. We're going to get to the 4 out of this show, but right now we're just recapping what we talked about last time. You talked about a healthy egoism.
Yes.
Explain that for those who didn't see the first show and what it means to people right now to have a healthy egoism. What do you mean by that?
Yes, a healthy egoism is basically, like I said, put yourself at number one. Find out not just what you want, it's also about finding out what you need, you know.
Okay.
And it's also okay to say no to people. If it does not make you happy, if it does not serve your purpose, you can say in a very friendly way no to certain situations and certain people, and also love certain people from a distance, you know, that
Okay.
when they show you who you are, to accept them the first time. This is what the Dr.
Yeah.
Maya who said, you know, once somebody shows you the first time who they really
Yeah.
are, leave them. And that was a mistake that I made. And I'm trying to teach people, you know, to give that message, you know, that it is okay to have a healthy egoism. That means it's okay to put your needs first.
Yeah. Yeah. Not feeling guilty and shame
No.
for taking care of your needs. Do you remember any moments that you felt guilt and shame when you were going to just treat yourself well in the
Yeah,
past?
yeah, I mean, I'm still a work in progress, you know, but I
We all
remember
are. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I would always be very feeling uncomfortable saying
Okay.
no, or
Hmm.
feeling comfortable, just always like a people pleaser, always saying yes to everything. And
Hmm.
slowly, you know, I have to keep reminding myself, ask yourself the question, does this really serve you well? Does this make you happy? Or are you about to turn down something, or, you know, saying, you know, well, it right now this doesn't work for me, or you can Google several polite ways how to say no.
Okay, that's some good advice. Okay, didn't see that coming, but that's good. You can say it again. You can Google what? Say it again.
Polite ways of saying no. This is what
Mhm.
I
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so nobody out there should have a problem saying no.
exactly.
Okay, so there you can literally Google that if you need to, because there are people, I'm quite sure you will agree with this, at least. There are a lot of people that you got to say no to sometimes.
Yes, yes. One,
Yes, yes, yes to the no. Yes to the no. Okay, so these are some of the things we talked about last time, but I love this part you highlighted. We talked about was make a list, is what you said, of your positive traits. Now,
yes.
before you talk about that, I got to tell you what some people have put here on the screen already, and that I want to do that real quick here. Of course, Dawn wants you to know that she loves you too. And Matt dot reality. Everybody get a chance, like, comment, share, follow Matt's page. is he says date yourself. I like that. Be
Yeah,
your own best friend.
yeah.
And then you have save our spirit, which save our. I'm saying it wrong. First show back, everybody. So I'm still getting my tongue out of the way here. Save our spirit underscore NYC. They say great to see you. So I'm just giving you. They gave you a heart. They're saying great to see you. Dawn says when they show you who they are, believe them.
Yes,
um, and that it's okay to say no.
yes.
And Anderson Doggy Care says, my dear friend, that's so nice to hear about your experiences and you're positive. And that's from Anderson, by the way. So everybody is showing their love to you and their support to you.
Thank
I'm sorry, were you going to say something to everybody there if you wanted to? And then I'll read that question again, that statement.
thank you for your support, and I love you very much.
Yeah. When it comes to making a list of your positive traits, this was the last thing we talked about when we were looking at the first four principles that you wanted to highlight to everybody. And I appreciate you being on the show the first time. And of course, now that you are looking so fabulous right now, and I'm so underdressed. I'm happy to have you today. I'm just going to keep saying that every now and then. All right, so making a list of positive traits, why
Yes,
is that important for us to take the time to make a list about what stands out positively about us?
because when we are in these type of narcissistic relationships, a lot of times you're being belittled or put down, and it has an impact on our self-confidence. And when we're going through these hard times, we're feeling bad. And I had to really sit down when I filed for divorce, and I made two lists. The first list was the positive and the negative of the relationship. And
Hmm.
once you see on the paper what you're really getting out of this relationship, it's very clearing. It makes the decision very easy. And I did the same list about my personality, to be very honest and self-reflective. What is good about my personality? Where do I need improvement? you know
Yeah.
it also helps you to realize who you are, and that you love yourself more, that you appreciate yourself more, and that you're not afraid of being alone, no matter what age, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Yeah.
A lot of women are staying in these relationships because they're simply afraid of being alone, of losing their partner and all their friends. And I have to say, I lost all my friends, and I had to
Wow.
start a whole new life, and it is possible. It is.
So, so making it a point to look at areas that we may need to grow in, you did that. You sat down with yourself and did that. I want you to seriously do me a huge favor. Describe what that was like emotionally to sit down with a piece of paper and literally, it's hard for me to even, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
What was
it's
that like emotionally? Emotionally, what was that like?
brutal, brutal.
Wow.
It was worse than the death of my parents, and my parents were my big.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
this whole
Wow.
process of self-discovery, because I
Wow.
was honest to myself. A lot of times we're staying in these relationships because we are in denial, in a pink cloud. But once you're really, really brutally honest, and what really helped me to be brutally honest is, once I went on the internet and started Googling narcissism, and then
Okay.
my life right in front of me. And I
Wow.
realized that I'm dealing with somebody that has a personality disorder, and that there are several people, I'm not alone. There are many people out there, and more people with the social media and the dating apps and everything. Everybody's so exchangeable. So there are many, many people out there in my situation. And that was, feeling wise, it was horrible.
Before that, before that, did you feel alone sometimes in dealing with your situation?
Oh, yeah, of course. I felt alone and desperate, and I still had to take care of my three children because
Yeah.
they being hurt even more than I was being hurt. And then that, of
Wow.
course, fear comes out, and I know that I am a mother first. It is my job to protect my children. It's one thing to being emotionally or verbally hurt alone, but once it comes to children, I become a lion. I protect my children no matter against whom. Then I
I,
start, a different side comes out of, you know.
I, I wanna. I actually would love to see that. I just don't want to be at the end of it. I don't want to be the person you're directing it towards. You're so sweet and so beautiful and so nice. You're just an exceptionally kind human being who is just a pleasure to talk to, with or without camera and mic. And I'm telling you, I cannot even imagine, but the mama bear would come out, huh? The lioness, you just,
Yes. Yeah, but a mama respect. You know, there's always a line of respect that you have to keep. You can never go under the belt, you know, but you
yeah.
have to
Oh, yeah.
stand firm for the protection of your children. Your children depend on you, you know.
All right. So now when it comes to your friends here on screen here, your newfound friend, Matthew dot reality says, don't be afraid to tell yourself no as well. Very good point to keep in mind. Save our spirit. It's Anna. Oh, thank you, Anna, for letting me know your name. I forgot to mention that to everybody, but thank you for saying that. Anna says, believe in yourself and listen to your intuition. When you started to listen to your gut
Yes,
and paying attention to what you were feeling, and assessing what was happening to you emotionally and so forth, the abuse that you were going through, you made a decision. You sat down with paper and you even assessed yourself. What were three, if you don't mind sharing, what were three qualities that you recognized about yourself that were on that list of positive traits?
well, the first one is absolutely that I have empathy for other
Okay.
people. That's the
Hmm.
number, that was the number one. And that I am naturally a healer.
Okay.
My mission in life is to spread positivity and kindness,
Which
especially.
is why you're on the show. Those are the only type of guests I choose to be on the show. Anyhow, go ahead. Thank you so much for saying that. That is true. What else?
Yes, and that I'm creative, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I like fashion. I like designing, interior design, feeling music. It's the artist inside of me. I started celebrating the artist.
Yeah. That's amazing because I also have to agree with that 1,000%. I see you as an artist. You're a human being, you're a beautiful woman, but I see you as an artist. In everything you do, it is custom made from you.
Yes,
Even in this conversation, there are things that only you can say in the way you say it. That's true with any human being, but there is a measure of heartfelt flair when you do something. I
yes,
mean, you're not doing it for attention. You literally feel the way you express yourself on the outside. And I find that truly amazing about you. I've never met Prince, but you're as close as I can get to actually meeting someone who is exotically creative like that. And I
yes.
put you in that category in my mind.
Thank you. I love Prince, and Prince
Yeah.
was a genius. He was a
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Oh,
No,
thank you.
I have to tell you, I went to my son got some tickets and he didn't go. He sent me to go see him in concert. And I've never seen anything like that before in my life. And I've seen a lot of concerts in my lifetime. That
Mm,
was some of the most creative things that I've ever seen a man do with his own music and change it.
yes.
You seem to take what is mundane and make it come to life.
And I have to interrupt the show right now
Yes,
because I just saw that Leah Brooklyn, my
yes,
yeah, I was just talking about
yes,
you, my 25-year-old friend, and she
yes.
wrote a book, How to
Awesome.
Be Unicorn, and she just joined the screen and she helped me love myself. She taught me how to
Awesome.
and to release my inner goddess and to celebrate myself. And thanks.
Oh, that's good.
I miss
Okay,
you.
well, let's do this. Wait, no, you got to hold the book up. Now,
Oh,
on this show, we have to hold the book up, but you got to move it a little closer to the screen, but right to the middle, right there. But pull it right there. Hold it right there for a few seconds. On our show, people normally screenshot it or whatever it may be. So that's the book that you were talking about. Now, I have to ask a question. That's good enough. That's good enough for us there. Thanks. You were encouraged by a 25-year-old. Her name is Leah Brooklyn. You just held up her book. You were encouraged by a 25-year-old to essentially start enjoying life. You're older than she is.
yes.
She opened your eyes that you were living in an abusive situation and you needed to start focusing on just your basic needs and what makes you happy so that you can start to see your way through. Most of the time, we think we can only learn from people who look like us, talk like us, walk like us, and think like us. But in reality, we can learn from everyone something
Yes.
positive.
Exactly.
If you had to say, I know you mentioned a few things, what are two things that you learned from this 25-year-old young lady that you could pass on right now to young women that are listening? Two positive points that you learned from her and her book that you could pass on right now.
Basically, to love yourself and have the self-confidence and celebrate your inner goddess. This is what Leah Brooklyn taught me.
So it means more than just being a woman in competition with other women and overthinking yourself, but there are parts and powers that a woman may have that she can, with modesty and with beauty, bring to fore. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be in competition with another woman.
I don't even know. I don't even know how competition feels like. I never felt competition with
Okay. Yeah.
another woman. Never ever. I'm always for supporting other women. That
Yeah.
is my life. There's no competition. No, just be good to yourself. Find out who you are and your strength and what makes you happy, and incorporate that in your daily life. Try to not spend time with toxic people, people who bring you down and suck out your
Yeah.
energy. And I had to learn to be by my own, to celebrate being alone. I was not lonely. There's a big difference. I was alone, but I was not afraid of being alone. And I started putting myself slowly out there, you know. I mean,
Hmm.
it cannot make new friends. So you have to
Yeah.
leave the house and either go to do sports or in a religious, you know, going to church, a synagogue,
Structure. Right. Right.
going bar or certain events depending on your needs and your wishes, and put yourself out there and start meeting new people. And I also learned from the internet to know that all the red flags, because there
Hmm.
are people out there who have personality disorders, and now when I meet new people, I know very slowly, I know very quickly who
Yeah.
is, and I choose to be only with very nice and positive people.
Yeah.
People that basically appreciate me. They
Yeah. Yeah.
love me. They basically worship the ground that I walk on and they embrace me. Especially my musical family. I'm so happy with all the musician friends that I have. When I go
Yeah.
there, they just, they understand me. I understand them. It's a different level of communication. When they're
Mhm.
performing, I sit close to the stage. We feed off of each other's energy and we support each other. And there's just love in the room. It's amazing.
And for a number of people, they may find it difficult to accept their positive qualities just as much as they may live just only pointing out their bad qualities or areas of growth. You're highlighting in the next four principles that you're highlighting for people, for a person to have some type of radical acceptance that it may not be easy to accept that you do something well, especially if you had a relationship with an abuser. you may not see your good side, but at the same time, we may not recognize that there are areas of growth we may need to make adjustments in that are holding us back.
Absolutely. Yes, this is what I said, the radical acceptance. We all have a past. We all have difficult situations. And it's important to accept it, knowing that there's nothing wrong with you. There was nothing wrong with me. I gave it the relationship 1,000%, you know,
Mhm.
and I accept what happened to me. And I came to the point with therapy over a year to let go. And that is a huge one, to let go and start a new life with new, wonderful, positive, friendly people around you.
Right. The positive, friendly people. Now, you said red flags. Sometimes people can fake it. Sometimes people seem like they're, in your corner, or they understand what you've been through, the abuse, or a number of other things. It happens in social media all the time. It happens with many programs and shows or individuals who say that they're coaches and a number of things. But in actuality, they're disguising the fact that they really are bitter, unhappy people who are very resentful toward positive people. How do you navigate that? What advice do you give to others to recognize how to stay away from that?
Well, it's like I said, people will show you over time. They cannot fake it for a very long time. After like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you find out who they are.
Yeah.
There's certain situations where they're being tested, and most likely it's about money. Once it comes to paying a bill,
That's true. No, that's true.
very quickly find out who they,
That's true.
you
That's
know.
true.
Or if you really need somebody in a last minute thing, let's say you're sick or you need somebody to jump in and say, okay, I need a cameraman who is there, who drops everything. I had my friend Anna saving me one time immediately. She said, yes, I'm going to be there for you.
Yeah.
These people that support you. They say, okay, I had plans, but I'm going to postpone my plans and I'm going to be there for you. So these are little tests of life where you see, these people have my back.
Yeah. When it comes to someone having your back, if you've mentioned a few, but if you had to describe the way you have others back, how would you describe yourself when it comes to having someone's back? If you had to describe what is it like when Sabine has my back, what is it like to have you backing someone?
Oh, there are many ways. First of all, when you're not feeling good, call me, talk to me. I listen to you. Sometimes it's important to just listen to somebody and show some compassion, you know? And I'm also the type of person when you don't feel good, the chicken noodle soup, I bring it.
uh,
I'm a chicken noodle soup girl.
well, yeah, I just wish I wasn't in California. You weren't in New York. I'd get sick on purpose just to get some chicken. Hey, I'd be spraying water on my face and stand next to a stove to make myself get really hot and put water and go like, I don't feel good. I need some here. I need some chicken soup. I need. You go like, Paxton, get out of bed. Would you take a shower?
Power.
That's messed up. All right, so I tried to get some chicken soup. That didn't work. So what's what's very important what's very important is to listen to other people, is what you're highlighting right now. If we really truly want to be a good friend and have positivity back into our life, of course we have to put it out there, and people will be attracted to that. We just have to make sure we give it some time, right? Don't rush into it. Let a couple of months go by, or bring up money, or bring up money, and you'll find out what they think about you real quick.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
Yeah.
when it when it comes to moving on,
Mm-hmm.
when you say you have moved on, indeed you have. You have moved on from the abuse that you have gone through, that we talked about in the first show. Um, what does it mean to move on if you had to describe that to a young woman listening now, and she doesn't really understand what it means to move on?
the most important thing is that do not live in the past. Live in the present.
Okay.
And don't always think about all the abuse, and like 80-90% of our thinking cycles are the same thoughts, and recognize that, write these thoughts down and put them away, and just live in the present and fill the present with happiness and things that you like doing.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. All right. Okay, I'm going to be waiting for your book, even if it's an
Yeah.
ebook, an electronic book or something. You're going to you have to get with your friend and write a book. All right. Now, there are a number of other points that you bring out. I am not going to touch on all of them now because we're saving them for show number 3. But I do need to do this. I am going to say this. You highlighted the importance of, I'm going to say these 2 things. And here we go. You said go to therapy, and you
Yeah.
said know all red flags. Go to therapy and know all red flags. Both of those 2 aspects that you highlight as points that people need to keep in mind if they want to recover from what you've experienced, even yourself in your life, and you work to save your children from it too, who are now grown adults. Going to therapy and knowing all red flags were 2 things that you know you needed to do for who? Yourself or for the children?
For myself and for the children, and even and also for my friends, because I found out that some of my new friends are also victims of this type of abuse. We have common experiences. There's so many people who are suffering emotionally and financially from this type of abuse.
Yeah. You had no idea then that they were going through that?
No, absolutely not. But once you start opening up about yourself and your
Yeah.
past, you will find that many people are in the same situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
be honest about it and share these experiences. And what really also helped me to move on is to practice gratitude, not to look at my life at the side of the negative experiences. I started making a journal with gratitude. In the morning, when you wake up, write down, not just thinking, not just saying it, you have to write it down. That helps so immensely. Thank you for a good night's sleep. Thank you for the sunshine today. Thank you for the cup of coffee. Thank you for getting a loving text or reading a book on whatever you about it with gratitude.
So having that grateful, appreciative attitude, whether it's before you go to bed, when you wake up, and throughout the day, does that now, did it prove to be something that kept you moving on and moving forward?
Absolutely. I learned that from Oprah. She was always talking about gratitude. And I never really practiced it so much, but I remember what she was talking about it, that you have to move on and write it down, making a gratitude journal, and
Mm-hmm.
find every single day different points of your life that you're grateful for. And this way you can change your thinking from the negative thinking into the positive thinking through gratitude.
There are times, as today, you're dealing with chronic pain with your fibromyalgia, brain fog, as we talked about even before we came on live. You and I were talking, as I normally do with my guests before we go on a little bit. And how are you feeling now?
Now that we are talking, now that we're laughing, we are connecting, helping other people, and still having fun, and it's positive, I completely forgot about my pain. I'm happy now.
All right.
For workout.
I, I want you to know I'm going to feel a lot better if I could just have some chicken soup. If I could, I'm so pathetic. I'm begging for soup.
I'm gonna make you chicken noodle soup if you take me to what's it called? Disco.
Oh, hey,
Yes,
you come out to Cali. You come out to Cali. Consider it done.
yes.
Consider it done because you would like it. let me put it to you this way. It's literally an open air roller rink disco.
Yeah, I used to be a big roller skater and a rollerblader. Did you know that about me? You did?
No, I did not. I did not see those pictures.
Oh, in New York, the old school people, they remember the Empire, the roller skating rink.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah,
I
really now.
Yes,
Seriously?
yes.
Okay, you may have a huge welcoming if you went to this place that now Rogers is connected to because that's what it's fashioned after, the
Mm-hmm.
Empire. It's
Yes.
literally fashioned after
You
that.
see?
I was gonna tell my daughters that, but I felt so old explaining that to them, I just didn't even try it because they wouldn't have it. But
Oh,
that's what it's fashioned after, and it's the oh my goodness, the sound is everywhere. It literally is everywhere. You could hear it.
mm,
You have it's in the mountains, so you have to walk quite a trail just to get there. But it is amazing. You can literally hear the sound as you're walking through the mountains because the speakers are like everywhere. Anyhow, I'm sitting here talking about this, boring everybody else here, but I just have to say this. You will be back for part number 3. And then, God willing, as time moves forward, I look forward to you being on my YouTube channel. And I've got some stuff in mind to do, but I will tell you that when we get to that bridge. But at this moment in time, you will be back for part number 3. I believe next week, if I'm not mistaken, on the 19th, you will be back. But when you come back, we're going to go right now. But when you come back, I just want everybody to get a heads up. We're going to talk about why did you accept abuse and a couple of other things. I'm not going to say the rest of them, but we're going to get into that a little bit and a number of other things, and a few surprises that I have just for show number 3 that I'm not going to tell you. So you'll find out. But thank you so much for today. I truly hope you feel better. Please get your rest.
thank you.
But when you're out tonight on Friday night,
Mm,
if you're out tonight on
of
Friday night,
course, of course.
please, I'm being real. Yeah, I'm kind of saying it as if you'll be out. When you get out there, please remember that at some point, Paxton's going to need some chicken noodle soup. I just want
I got you.
I just want to stick that in there one more time. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much for doing this today. I really appreciate it. I hope you feel better, my friend, and get your rest. But whatever you do, represent well because you look fantastic today, as usual.
Very much. Thank you,
All right,
Pax.
we'll see you later. Take care, everybody. We'll see everybody soon. We got another show coming up at 2 p.m. This afternoon, 5 p.m. on the East Coast time. And I appreciate everybody a great deal. We'll see you later, my friend. Please take care. Stay safe. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thanks for joining.